Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood surveyor. It's the Thursday before New Year's Eve, and it's raining outside, I'm out in Southern California, and so I have time to make a video. This is for people that are thinking about getting into the survey field, or in the just recently joined the survey field, and they wonder what is a boundary, why do we do them? We have a couple new hires at our office, and they have asked, I don't understand what's a boundary, why do we do them? So I looked up. This is what I've done for them. Is I look up the definition, and according to the Google, it says a boundary, survey boundary, is a means of defining the limits of a property. So let's say there's three properties here, and this is the property in question, PIQ, property in question. We need to define the limits of the property. Right now, I tell them before a boundary is done, it's kind of just sitting in space. And now, obviously, there's a map that has been drawn up. There'll be a tract map or a parcel map, that defines this property. But there's going to be a tract map or other maps that are going to tie this property to different monumentation. So for this example, let's say these three properties are tied to street monumentation. In Southern California, a lot of our monumentation are center line intersections of the streets. And so to define and to prove the dimensions of this property and where it lies, we would use recorded monuments that are surrounding that property to prove its bearing on this line, prove the bearing and distances also this line, and this line, using recorded monumentation. And as long as they were all found, let's say all four of these monuments were found and all that were needed to prove or to define the limits of this property, then what we do now, I know there's still people that set up instruments and turn angles and shoot distances and manually close a traverse. We don't do that. Many people, many companies use GPS now, and that's what we'll do is we'll take a reading, take a reading, take a reading, take a reading. We do two readings, average the two. That way we can verify each of our recordings, and then that will close our traverse, and that will then give the basis of defining the limits of this property right here. So this property is going to, or we're going to prove, we're going to define the limits of this property by tying it to these four monuments. Another, just an example that I have given our new hires is, let's pretend like there's a house on this property and you're going to buy this house. And before you buy this house, the bank needs to verify everything about this house, before they approve to give you a loan. So they're going to send somebody out to verify that that house is the square footage of what it has been recorded being. So that if you're buying a 2,400 square foot home, they're going to prove that it's a 2,400 square foot home, and they're going to prove that it sits on the land that's in question, and that the land is a certain size, because the house value is going to be based on the square footage of a home sitting on a certain square footage piece of property. It's no different with the boundary. Boundary is, now they're sending surveyors. The bank, let's say, is sending, or is requiring a survey to be done to prove that this piece of property is what it says it is. And we prove that by tying it to the monumentation that's been recorded by the city or the county, tying it to these monuments to prove where this property exists. I'm not kidding, guys. It's taken me 10 times trying to make this video because I keep going off on a tangent on how we used to wrap angles and how we close the traverse and the whole formula n minus 2 times 180. And I'm going to link what is a bearing and an azimuth, but just to solve the easy question on what is a boundary is a means of defining the limits of a property. And we do that by verifying where the property is based on monumentation that's been recorded by the city, by the county. I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, send them in the comments. And we'll just continue. We'll just continue these videos. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Survey out.